Are you stuck in your career or in your life? Have you been laid off? Or have you been surprised by change and you're kind of wondering what to do next? If you answered yes to any of those questions, we have some help for you today. TerryLynn Smith is a life coach specializing in change and reinvention. She is a former human resources executive who reinvented herself at the age of 67. Her company is Giraffe's Consulting. When she's not coaching, she's playing golf or volunteering. She volunteers with Charity Water, an organization focused on eliminating the worldwide water crisis. Today, TerryLynn is going to share her journey and give you tips on how to build your inner giraffe. Let's welcome TerryLynn.
Has anyone in this room had a major life change? And so then when you want to think about asking that question, what am I going to do now? You have a full panic attack. Examples of life changes can be the loss of a job. It can also be you become a caregiver or an end of a relationship. I have been there, and I'm going to share my story with you today so that I can help you learn what I learned. I was a VP for HR for 15 years. I loved that job. That job I identified with. I liked working with employees. I also liked problem solving and creating new initiatives. Then my company merged with another. Now we had 2 VPs for HR, and of course we only needed 1. So I decided, well, my job's a little bit in jeopardy. I'll create a plan B, just in case. But I'm not exactly sure how I came up with that idea. What made me think to have a plan B? I'd like to believe that my mother came down, tapped me on the shoulder and said, "TerryLynn, what are you doing? Take charge of the situation." Now, I didn't always do what my mother told me, but this time I did. And I enrolled in the coaching program at Georgetown University and received my ICF coaching certification. I didn't get the job. I got a whole new career at 67. By implementing my plan B, it gave me a sense of control and a new message, a positive message about change. And that message is, change happens, take control. Embracing the change, I had a message, a purpose, and a goal. As you know, I'm a life coach and I specialize in change and reinvention. And I started my company in 2016. My company's name is Giraffe Consulting. You might say, that's an odd name for a company. But I went to South Africa and fell in love with the giraffe. I loved them from afar. Then I had an opportunity to feed a giraffe. So I'm standing in line with 25 4-year-olds waiting my turn. I looked like a giraffe just standing there. When I got up to the giraffe and I was able to give him his apricots, I felt this compassion. And when I looked in the eye, I saw all this wisdom. And it made me then think, I should pay a little bit more attention to the giraffes. And as I observed the giraffes, I began to realize that giraffes demonstrate the behaviors of success. They lean forward with confidence. They also are very flexible. And they have this treetop view. I was done. I had a name for my company and a goal. I was going to bring out the giraffe in all of my clients. But how do you do that? Well, coaching is a series of conversations where you are the focus. I never tell my clients what to do. I help them decide what they want to do. So we spend time looking at their inner giraffe and creating activities for them to manage their change and reinvent themselves. What I'd like to do today is to help you build your inner giraffe. Let's start with confidence. To build confidence, you have to look back. One way to do that is to look at your employment history. Start, though, with the first job you ever had, whether it was babysitting or cutting the lawn, and then go through to your present job. What you're going to find out is you're going to be reminded of all of your accomplishments, your successes, and probably some hidden skills. When you know your successes, you're empowered. It builds your self-confidence. So you have no problem sticking your neck out for what you want and making something that you need. Let's go on now to flexibility. Flexibility, we have to start with defining it. Flexibility is the ability to adjust to change. So when you're being flexible, you are creating perhaps a new goal and the action plan to achieve it. Now let's go on to the vision. How do you create this treetop vision? I'd ask you to ask yourself one question. What would you do if you knew you couldn't fail? Thinking this way gives you an opportunity to think outside the box and to other opportunities that you never knew existed, and they're available to you. We're all going to go through lots of change in our lives. Use your inner giraffe to handle change, reinvent yourself. But remember, change happens, take control.
TerryLynn, I mean, just the metaphor that she uses about the giraffe, you can completely visualize. The next time that you're in that situation, you can totally visualize how to take the things that she taught you and really apply them to your own life.
I so enjoyed TerryLynn's presentation, especially talking about the giraffe and the giraffe that's in all of us, and how she uses that to show people how to be flexible, how to use what they have so that they can get to the next step. I see that as being so powerful because very often people think of giraffes as being awkward or being a little bit clumsy because of the way that they're built. But she shows that every piece of that giraffe works for a specific purpose. And I think that that is very true for how we work. There are things about us that are so different than everybody else, and they will be the things that make us successful.
Robyn Hatcher here for TerryLynn, who spoke today about her coaching philosophy in the giraffe. It's like, I've always loved giraffes too, but I've never thought about the qualities like TerryLynn brought out. The qualities that we need to have as a giraffe in the workplace are so essential. Terry talks about change, and we all go through changes, and I really love the way that she equated change with the giraffe and how she can help people instill in them some of the qualities that we appreciate and that we recognize in giraffes and in people who are very consistent around change.
TerryLynn Smith taught us about how to find our inner giraffe. Who knew that the secret of life lay in the giraffe? But she taught us how they're flexible, how they lean forward in a proactive way, and they have this treetop view. So from now on, whenever I have a problem to solve, I'm going to think of TerryLynn Smith, her message, and I'm going to channel my inner giraffe.